Hello, everyone, and welcome to a bumper edition of the Village Law SEQFC preview show. If the pre-show chat is anything to go by, we're in for a ripper of a night. So hopefully you can stick around and as we preview all the semis and grand finals that are happening all over the place. Now, let's start off with our two regulars. And by regulars, I mean one regular. So Tony Jorkis is here. G'day, Tony.
Good evening. How are we?
Good, mate. And we've got Joe Fenech joining us for the first time as a panelist. G'day, Joe.
How are you all? Thanks for having me on.
With us, mate. Now, Joe's been the technical director at Mitchelton this year, but I'm guessing your resume is as long as your both arms. Am I right?
They say I've been at more. I have more clubs than Jack Nicklaus. They say.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Oh, that's a line that Tony uses, except he says Tiger Woods.
Yeah, but I'm old.
Now, we'll get to the finals this weekend's grand finals shortly. Guys, I want to have a chat about the grand finals on the weekend. Olympic. Oh, my God. 5 grand finals. 5 runners-up trophies. I'm so disappointed for those guys. Congratulations to Gold Coast Knights. Tony, let's start with them. Let's celebrate the Knights.
But they were the better team of the night. Olympic once again, and I'm going to use that word, and I will upset whoever's at Olympic again, choke. Now, I used that word on Facebook yesterday and copped it. What more can you say? 5 in a row, surely you can lift for 1. The coaches last game, whoever else is going, and they couldn't lift to win 1 game. They weren't even on the park.
Joe, did you watch the game?
I watched bits and pieces, and I have to be honest with you, I'm not a finals fan. I'm a traditionalist. I think the champions are the winners at the top of the table at the end of the season. And unfortunately, my view is that the preliminary elimination, great grand finals, that's a consolation competition at the end of the season, mate. That's my view, and I know I'll get attacked over that, but to me, it's all about winning the league.
I don't think anyone disagrees with you on that, Joe. I mean, I consider it the grand final a cup competition that you spend all season trying to qualify for. And if you miss out on winning the league, well, you get a chance to win the grand final.
That's right. I think what they should do also is they should allow the teams at the bottom half to also have a final series so that everybody's a winner.
Your tongue's definitely in your cheek there. All right.
No, look, I'll be honest with you. I think the atmosphere at those games and seeing the crowds, that's fantastic. But I think that should happen every week.
You can't, Joe. People aren't allowed to go to games.
Why
and when
not?
you go to games and you can't express yourself, what's the point of going? 3 players were let off and the club's been fined.
Yeah, but it depends on how, Tony. It depends on how you express yourself.
Olympic supporters push a 40-year-old fence down, they're in trouble. We haven't seen their fine yet. They'll cop one too.
Well,
where was the security? They had everyone checking bags supposedly. How did the flares get in?
Well, mate, that's on the new FA audit. So the strikers are going to have to make sure that they've got security, and so does every other club.
Well, the previous grand finals that I went to, there was 4 blokes that looked as though swallowed lambs as security guards. I could have outrun them.
All right, we need to congratulate Redlands United, who also won the FQPL Grand Final. And I was at Carmichael Park on Friday night to watch Surfers Paradise in extra time, getting up over Wolves. That was a fantastic game. Surfers Paradise, I take my hat off to you. Fantastic effort to just have a brilliant season. Looking forward to seeing them in the FQPL next year. All right, let's switch our attentions now to the Sunny Coast Grand Final, which is occurring this weekend. And we've got both coaches with us, so it's a great time to bring them in. We've got Warren Crickmore from the Maroochydore Swans, and we've got Brad, your surname.
Lloyd.
Lloyd, yes. All right, so I'll put my Sunny Coast hat on. There we go. And I've got stubby coolers from both clubs. There we go, guys. So we'll start with you, Brad. You've qualified for the grand final. You're the grand final specialist, mate. Tell me about your season.
Yeah, we've had a pretty good season, actually. We started off a bit slow, as we tend to do. And once we get all our players fit and raring for the right time of the year, we've been going quite well lately. So we're happy with where we're at.
Yeah, and I saw you guys just a little bit before the finals playing against NYU, and look, the possession was 50-50 in the first half, but every time you got a chance, you just seemed to score. Your forwards seemed to be just in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, we were doing that then. We've gone into a bit of a slump at the moment, so we're not quite scoring as many as we would like, but we're definitely creating the opportunities. So that's what counts for me and the coaching staff. So hopefully we can just put a few more of them in the back of the net on Saturday night. All
right. Warren, I'll bring you into the chat now. Tell us about your season, mate. You've won the league. It's been a fantastic year, but you had to work hard to make this grand final.
Yeah, look, we went through the normal season undefeated, which is, it was a pretty good achievement, I think, considering the stop-start nature of the year. And then Lloyd's Kawana done us last week, and we come back and just beat Mercer in the preliminary final to get into the grand final. So,
and you have, as you said, a fantastic year undefeated. Had a few players knocking on your door, early doors, didn't you?
Yeah, we had a few. We've lost a few too. I think we've probably lost about eight regular first graders. Of the year, we've lost 5 in the last sort of 4 to 6 weeks. So again, that even made what we did even harder. So I'm pretty proud of the lads to get to where they did.
Is that due to injury or for other reasons?
Yeah. We've got 5 out due to injury, and we've got a couple that are we're waiting on assessments this week to see whether they're going to be right as well.
Okay. What's the relationship with you two? Are you old mates or?
Mate, Lloyd, he's a good bloke. I get on really well with him. We've been mates for a while, and I've got good things to say about Lloydie.
Good stuff. So you'll be certainly no animosity between the benches on the weekend.
Not from my.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Good stuff. Warren, you've got the playoff coming up shortly against a team that you're taking on Willowburn, who are going to be Willowburn's second team. That's a bit of a crazy setup, isn't it? Of course, Willowburn play their top team in the FQ Metros competition for promotion into the FQPL2.
Yeah, look, I'll be honest with you, mate. I don't really know much about them. Someone told me that. I didn't realise that they had another team that played in the Metro Leagues in Brisbane. So yeah, look, I'm not sure. I got no idea. But at the end of the day, mate, you've still got to win. It doesn't matter who you play. So you've got to win, and that's we've got another week after this week, and I know that the boys are pretty keen to be focused on that as well. So
yeah, and I certainly don't want to discount your game this weekend. Of course, that's got to be front and centre. However, when I was at Kawana, I was talking to the club president there, Brad, and he was saying that you're a community club, and that if you'd have won the league, these playoffs to go into the FQPL2, you probably wouldn't even participate in them.
Yeah, that's correct. It's it's a big step to go up into the FQPL2 and further on, and our club's probably not in a position to be able to do that. Our first team could probably compete, no worries at all. But the club itself is, we don't have a lot of money. struggle from that year to year, and we probably don't have the infrastructure in place. And we sort of decided upon that quite a few years ago. Instead of trying to compete against the Sunshine Coast Fire and the Wanderers and the like who do that on the Sunshine Coast, you know, we decided to go down the community path, and it's been quite successful for us, and we've enjoyed it. Everyone has a lot of fun at our club and enjoys themselves, as they do at all the other clubs as well. But there's no emphasis on elite development and all that sort of stuff. So that's a decision the club made quite a few years ago. I was involved in that decision, and I think it's been the best decision we've made at our club, and we're thriving at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Warren, I'm guessing that your answer would be to the same question would be a little bit different.
Yeah, look, it's not my decision. It's the club's decision. So, you know, it's purely up to the committee of the current club. It's my first year at the club. And the decision that they have to make in relation to that has nothing to do with me. I'm just the coach. I'd be willing to take on that role if they want me to, but that's completely the club's decision.
Yeah, but if you go on a run and you qualify for the FQPL2, then the club will certainly take up the spot.
Again, that's up to the club. I've talked to them, and I believe that they're going to go down that path, but that's still to be decided by them, not me.
Right. Okay. So you could get them all the way there, and then the club could decide against it.
Definitely, that's it. Yeah, it's their club. They've built the club. A lot of people have been there for a long time, and you know, as I said, it's my first year, so you know, the discussion obviously been there, but you know, with 4 weeks to go in the season, we still had 8 games to play, so it's all just happened really quickly. You know, then the changes with teams dropping out, teams coming in, etc., etc. So they're still talking about it, I'm sure.
So, Warren, where do you need to improve this weekend to get over the line?
Oh, look, you know, finals, I was listening to Joe there before, and, you know, finals are a different fish compared to, you know, the week out of the league. But at the end of the day, we want to win, mate. So we've got, hopefully, we can get some players back. That will definitely help. And we won't sort of know that till later in the week. But I think the most important thing for us is just to play our game. And if we can get all of our players, not just 11, the bench as well, to contribute, I think that'll help us.
Brad, he's bluffing, right? Everyone's fit. Everyone's available.
Well, we actually know quite a few of the players. It's you know, my players are really good friends with the Maroochydore guys, so we hear all about it anyway. And I mean, that doesn't matter to me anyway. It's you know, like Warren said before, you've got to beat the team that plays. So if they play full strength, we have to beat full strength. If they play with a few people missing, we still have to beat them. So grand finals are a different ball game. You know, anyone can win on the day. Teams come from 4th and 5th to win grand finals. So you've got to beat the team that's out there. So that's the main focus.
Definitely. Warren, I noticed that your women's team have qualified for the grand final as well.
Yeah, that's really good. They got through on penalties in the last round, in the preliminary final, and so it's good they play prior to us, I think, on the day. So
that's right. So yes, 5 o'clock, Sunny Coast Fire up against Maroochydore, and of course 7:30 in the men's, Kawana up against Maroochydore. Now this is being played at Sunshine Coast Stadium. Oh, I wish that we had 10 of these stadiums just plugged in all around the state. What a place to play football, right?
Yeah, look, it should be great. And I think, you know, it can be a little bit windy at the stadium, but I think by the time we kick off, hopefully that won't be there. And they're also talking that it's going to be 28 degrees and storms on Saturday as well. So let's hope weather gods are good to us.
Are we expecting the ground would probably take what, maybe 3,000-4,000? Would you fill it?
Oh, you can hope. I think there'll be a decent amount of people there, but I'm not sure you'll get that many. But let's hope so.
What do you reckon, Brad?
Yeah, I don't think we'll fill it though. It's it actually holds about 10,000 with the new grass areas and stuff like that. So
Oh, great.
I think the main stadium itself holds 1,000 people, and the wings on the side, yeah, so you add up to about 2,500 people. I reckon we'll get close to the 1,000, but yeah, we definitely won't get 10.
Good stuff. And certainly get a great atmosphere there anyway, regardless of who shows up.
Yeah, that's right. And it's a great place to play, good field, and, you know, everyone should be looking forward to it.
Good stuff. Thank you so much for your time tonight, gentlemen. I wish you both the best of luck for the game on the weekend. Oh, one more question before you go. Noosa, is this the end of an era? They had dominated this league for so many years. Is this the changing of the guard?
You answer first.
No, I don't think so. They've got a really good young side up there, and they've got a club up there, the biggest club on the coast. I think 600, 700 members or something like that, maybe even bigger. And they're always going to have good young kids coming through, and obviously their 23s are playing in the grand final. So yeah, I think it's just a little bit of a change for them. I wouldn't necessarily say end of an era, but whenever you lose a coach like Kev Evans, Hearn, you're going to, you're going to struggle to find someone to match his enthusiasm, and he's a great coach, and he gets on really well with the players. But they're doing a really good job up there, and they've got lots of players to choose from. So I wouldn't say end of an era. All
right. Okay. I'm looking forward to the Banana Dynasty and what's the phrasing here, Warren? The Swanimation. Domination, Swanimation.
Yeah.
I don't know. Thank you so much for your time, gentlemen.
Thanks, Darren.
Best of luck on the weekend.
Thanks, Darren.
Good luck, gents.
Cheers. Thanks.
All right. Let's move on now to talk about some women's football. We've got Alex Bundalo there, who's from Gold Coast United. He's in a semi-final this weekend, taking on, where is it?
East.
Taking on Eastern Suburbs. That's right. G'day, Alex. How are you?
Hey, Darren. How are you? Good, thanks. How are you?
Good, good. Great to have you with us, mate. Tell us about your season. You were mid-table for a long time, and then you seemed to get on a bit of a run just at the end and moved up into second place.
I think we started off a little bit slower than we'd expected or would have liked. We had a few changes. We lost a couple of key players in Isha Nori going to Lions and Bella Habuda. So we got a couple of new players in and quite a few young players this year. So it took a little bit longer to get gelling together and start putting a few runs on the trot. So I think that cost us a little bit. However, I'm still not sure that would have been enough to sort of stay in touch with Lions, because they're just phenomenal. So all in all, we have to be happy with finishing second. So yes, we are happy. It's been a good season, a little bit inconsistent to previous years, but we're there in the finals now. Nobody could touch Lions this year, so I guess that's some consolation. We're there in the finals, I guess. And I'm like Joe as well. I think the best team is the team that finishes at the top, that's been consistent all year. That is the real trophy. However, for teams like us this year and third and fourth, there is some, I guess, consolation and the hope that you can beat the top team and just ruin their season or ruin the end of the year.
Yeah, you can do it on the day. So yeah. Taking on Eastern Suburbs, what's your record against them this year?
We had a loss late in the first round. They just beat us, and we had a draw in the second round. They're a good team. They put everything out on the park. They've got some good individuals. I think this game on the weekend for us, with East, it's always a 51-49 battle. Joe's done some good things with that team. They've got some good midfielders who are really good at running at players and drawing in players and creating 2v1s and 3v1s. So we know their strengths. We know they'll play for the 90 minutes. If they get their heads up early, they're a very hard team to play against. But on the other hand, if we can contain them and probably try and get a goal early and get the upper hand, I guess we could come out with a a win. And we've been in this situation the last 2 years. We lost to Capalaba late in the game. Larissa Crummer scored, knocked us out. And then the year before with Logan, when they scored that 1 in 99 game, 1 in 100 game header to beat us. So we want to try and do better this year.
Yeah. That's right. You've missed the grand finals, haven't you? I've ran into you on grand final day, and you've been, next year I want to get back.
There's always next year. That's the hope.
But are you surprised Capalaba hasn't done better this year?
I am surprised. It just seemed to taper off a little bit. They had a few results not go their way. I thought with the quality of players they have and the coaching staff that they should have been easily in the top 4. But that's football. You know, you get a few bad results and injuries, and we all know all the other things, the challenges we have to face. But I'm surprised that they didn't make the top 4.
Yeah, good stuff. Have you been keeping an eye on the FQPL at all?
Not really, to be honest, Darren.
Okay. Well, I won't ask you who you fancy in those semi-finals then. We'll have to ask Emilie. We've got Emilie here with us. Emilie, I've forgotten your surname as well.
Oh, Adams.
Of course. As you're, of course, the captain of Virginia United, and you've got a bit of a tough task this weekend. You're taking on Peninsula Power in your semi-final.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it though.
But like Gold Coast United, you've come home like a steam engine, and got some good form coming into this game.
Yeah, we've had a great last month or so without losing a game for the last 5 games or something like that. So the girls have done really well to pull that out.
What do you put that down to?
I think it's just kind of grit, hard work, and the coaching staff just working some magic, to be honest. We've all just worked so hard, and from game to game, we've got girls all throughout the squad stepping up and helping out where needed as well. So it's really been a whole squad effort, not just down to a couple of people.
Okay. And do you fancy your chances against Peninsula Power?
Yeah, look, we've had some close calls with them through the season. I know they're undefeated, and of course they've done so well to hold that throughout. But yeah, we've had some close calls. It's always a tough game against Power, but we're definitely gonna bring it out as much as we can and see what happens.
All right, I'll get your thoughts on the other semi-final. Mitchelton are taking on Western Pride. Are you fancying that one?
Yeah, well,
just remember the Mitchelton technical director is part of this broadcast as well.
No pressure. No, I think it'll be a good game. There's some good strikers for sure on both teams, so it might be like a high scoring game, which will keep it really interesting for sure.
What do you reckon, Joe?
I think it's going to be very close, but I think we've got the edge through Callie Purifoy. She's just absolutely out of this world. She can play in the man's first team. She knows the back of the net, and she's a terrific player. That'll be the difference in my view.
She's a fantastic story, Joe. Tell us how you got her.
Central Queensland, we went up there and did a pre-season game there, and we'd seen her there. Tony Skinner did a lot of scouting as well. But yes, me being the ex-DOC at Central Queensland, it was nice that we actually have 2 or 3 players from there. We've got the twins who play in our 23s. So it's nice to involve regional football, which has now sadly been discarded.
Yes, but you've provided an opportunity, and she's made every post to win it. How many goals has she scored this season?
I think 30 plus.
Yeah.
30 plus.
That's phenomenal, right, Emilie? Yeah.
Yeah, being a goalkeeper, I've definitely seen a few of them come past me, that's for sure.
So tell us about her. What makes her so good?
Is that to me?
No, to Emilie.
Yeah, look, I guess it's just the calmness and finesse in front of goals. You know, you can see some players, regardless of their talent, they can still just, you know, sky it or fluke it in front of goals if you put enough pressure on them. But yeah, I guess it's just keeping that composure when you need it.
Yeah, good stuff. Joe, you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. And the beauty of Kelly is that she can play as a 10 and create assists and come in late into the box. But she's a very intelligent player. It's not just the goals she scores; it's her, you know, her first touch is magnificent. Her vision, she can see things well ahead of many. And you know, I think she's a fantastic number 10 as well as a 9.
All right. So, Alex, if you're still here, and Emilie, this is a question to you. You're wrapping up the season next week. Everything else is going to be finished. It will be all eyes on the women's competition. That's pretty unique, right?
Yeah, pretty
it's good. It's good. Hopefully we can get some crowd down to watch the women.
Yeah.
Sure.
Where's it going to be? Where's the grand final going to be played? Do we know yet?
I would say our one is at Lions Stadium. I'm not sure, but it would be Lions or Perry Park, and Lions is a good place for a final stadium.
I thought all finals were played at Wembley.
Yeah, Perry Park's the closest thing to it.
I call it Stade de Paris. So French flavour.
It's in a sad state of Paris at the moment.
Yeah,
There's going to be some mix-up, Darren. There's going to be a lot of mix-up soon, you know, particularly around May, because in England there'll be the FA Cup final. And why on earth did we change from FFA to FA? What's going to happen there? We're going to say, oh, it's the FA Cup. I think they're going to call it the Australia Cup.
It is the Australia Cup, so there'll be no confusion at all, Joe.
Why do we have to copy everyone? You know, we copied the final series off the AFL and the Rugby League, and now we're trying to confuse us with the English FA. Why can't we be us? Why can't we be us?
Yeah.
Highest participation sport in the land. We get the least amount of money from governments. We don't get the support. And you know why that is? Because half of our football people go and fill up Suncorp and get them 50,000. And then why would a corporate sponsorship be available to us when we can't even get 10,000 to watch the Raw? There's your answer.
It's a fair point.
You know, if we want sponsorship and help, we've got to attend the games and we've got to support our teams. That's why we need them to be like in the great grand finals. We need to have that crowd every week.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Emilie and Alex, thank you so much for your time. Hopefully you have a win this weekend so that I can chat to you again next week.
Thank you, Darren.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on now to the FQ Metro competitions. Now, I've had a few guests join whilst we were doing those other chats, so I'm not sure who we've got. I do know that Lee Walker from Bayside United is unavailable, and he was going to talk to us about the FQPL3 Metro Men's Grand Final, which is between St George Willawong and Bayside United. Bayside, they've come home with a wet sail. Who can talk about this competition with me? Who's out there?
Well, some of us are right here.
There we go. Scott Harding, president of Springfield United.
How are you?
All right. I made one call last week, and that was that Bayside were gonna steamroll their way to the grand final, and they've done it.
Yeah, impressive late run.
Yeah, and I actually hit up Liam Safe, what is now the former coach of St George.
I was about to say.
Be on the show tonight. He got the flick 2 weeks ago, didn't he?
Yeah, there you go. You see, it's a volatile time.
Yeah,
Too lots of coaches in the world, half are sacked, the other half are waiting to be sacked.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah, so Danny G is from Holland Park, is taken over St George next season. So best of luck to him. Hope he gets to stick around there for a while. So who we fancy in this grand final, guys? I'm going to stick with Bayside here. I reckon they can do it again.
I don't know. I think St George got a lot of quality still. It doesn't matter about the transition between coaches here. They've still got the same squad. I think St George Darren. That's what I'm going to go with.
All right. Joe, Tony, any thoughts?
2-1 St George, and plenty of passion by their supporters at Perry Park.
Yeah, we're seeing a bit of a theme over the last couple of weeks, I think.
We'll see if there's any fence damage or flares.
Well, there's no fence. The fences are there. Have they fixed them? They wouldn't have fixed them yet.
Yeah. All right. In the FQPL 4, we actually do have a guest here. We've got Forbes from Logan Metro. G'day.
Is Forbes here? Is Forbes here?
Is it Forbes? Are you there? Let me have a look.
How's it going?
There we go. G'day. How are you? Tell us about making your way to the grand final. You had a win over my boys North Pine on the weekend.
The season for us was pretty disappointing. Because I think this is our second year that we were favourites to win the premiership because we had a team to be able to. But we thought once again, we were coming first towards the end of this. The whole first half table. Then somewhere along the line, we just dropped our heads. We became complacent. But the discipline in the team went down, and just weren't winning games. And before we knew it, we were fighting for promotion. And, we had a game last week against, or the week before against North Pine to secure promotion.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I mean, I guess. And yeah, that sums up our season. Started well, dominated the season, and then for whatever reason things didn't go according to plan. Our main goal was premiership. Expectation was promotion. Or didn't get but. Under we were able to get into the.
Only one of you will walk the bridge alone.
Everybody.
Right. So this is, of course, Jean-Mike Jabo from Logan Metro, not Forbes. Forbes is in Sydney at the moment, isn't he? You're taking on Redcliffe Dolphins. Are you surprised to be playing them this weekend?
I wouldn't say I'm surprised. Just to watch the run that they've been on the second. They've been dominating teams, like smashing them 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. I don't know where it came from, but for whatever reason, they just started, something clicked, and they just before they were mid-table, and they were really pushing up promotion as well as the final, which was they beat who have a quality side. So in the finals at all.
So do you think you'll get over the line? You confident?
Yeah, I think we have the ability to do so. I'm very confident in our team coaching staff as well. Considering the goal, I think it's up to us to be able to get something out of this season. We weren't able to get the premiership. We weren't able to get the promotion. It would be very disappointing if we can't get at least.
We will. All right. Look, I'm not going to go against you guys. I swing against North Pine. You seem to be really unlucky that day, so I reckon you can get over the line. Scott, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Metro easy. That's my answer.
Tony and Joe?
I think it's going to be a very tough task for
No answer? Okay, no worries. Now, have we got Matt Glue here from Rabina City?
Yes, that'd be a big hurdle to
Yeah, I don't see Matt. No. Anyway, Rabina up against Ringa. Rabina have been fantastic this year. Ringa slightly disappointed, but Rabina just been fantastic. They can go all the way to get the double with their premiership. All right, let's go to the Sunday grand finals. Ridge Hill's taking on Yeronga. There he is.
There he is. El Presidente.
What's going on with your camera? Seriously. This thing going on.
It's called trying to put the kids to bed, mate.
Here's a Panadol.
Oh, mate, Panadol, mate. But there's more than that in a minute.
Oh, that's how I feel out.
Tranquilizer done.
In a minute. Go to bed. Good night. Yeah. Yeah, I'm here, Darren. I'm here, Darren.
Okay. Take us through this grand final, mate. You're taking on Yeronga.
Yeah, we had a very tough game against Park Ridge on Friday night. We went 1-0 up, 1-1, 2-1 up, 2-2, and lost the player for 35 minutes. Won the game 3-2 in about the 90th minute.
There we go. Massive game, huh?
It was a really good game, yeah. Park Ridge really made a game of it. They were real fired up. They had lots of supporters. It was a real hostile game and a real, how can you call it, real, or put it this way, they came there to play.
Yep.
Yep, and they made it very hard for us.
And you're taking on Yeronga.
Yes, the background of the season has probably been the form team in the comp. Probably about last, I think they've won 9 games in a row. So they're doing really, really well. So they're going to be a tough team. Yeah, we played them twice this year. We drew 3-3 there and beat them at home 2-1. So, yeah, they're a very hard team to break down. Yeah, but we've unfortunately lost our top striker, Anthony Sparks, due to a red card last week. So, yeah, he scored 25 goals this year, so he's a massive loss.
Right, so does that mean you can't win?
Well, we can win, mate. Of course we can win. One player doesn't make a team, Darren, you know that, mate.
Scott, what do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, I think Ridge Hills are too strong for you. I do. I think Yeronga have had a dream run, but, you know, everyone's got a bad game in them at some point. I think Ridge have just got a bit too much across the farm.
All right. I don't know. I reckon when you lose a striker that gets 25 goals in the season, Yeronga so much quality in their team. They're going to be tough to beat, Jason.
Oh, mate. I think the ants will march on, Darren.
Good luck to the ants on the weekend.
Yeah.
Our final game, bringing up the rear, the crescendo of the weekend is FQPL 5 Metro Men, Springfield United up against Brighton. Scott.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought Tarragindi would make it. I did think Tarragindi would make it. So I'm a bit surprised we've got Brighton as our opponents. But in a way, it's with respect to Tarragindi, I think it's going to be a good free-flowing final as a result. You know, Tarragindi have I've said this before, they have a very set style. It's not the easiest on the eye, I'll be honest with you, but it's effective for them on their pitch. Whereas I think Brighton play football. You know what I mean? They play pure football, and they're a dangerous side. I've said this all year. They're a very, very dangerous side. Line ball. If our boys concentrate for 80, 90 minutes, yeah, I think we'll do it relatively easy. If we do our normal thing that we've done in the last few weeks and play for 60 and, you know, be indifferent for 30, we're going to lose. So it's going to be a question of what we do on the day, I think. You know?
This is a question for both of you. Playing at Perry Park, is there a bit of excitement and enthusiasm about the fact that you do get to play at the home of football?
I have a mixed view on this one. I'll let Jason take the first go.
No. Off you go, Scott.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Look, I'm really happy that we play a neutral venue. I think that's a really good call. Perry Park, I don't know. I personally, I'm a fan of a two-leg final. That's me personally. Home and away. I think that'll be a purer spectacle. One off, I don't know. I'm not so sure. That's just me. I know it's a very unique view.
God, you're anti-Joe. God, Joe doesn't want a grand final to be played, and you want 2 lads?
No. I think if you're going to do it, you need to make it fair. I think you need to make it fair. I'm actually like Joe in the sense that I don't think we should do grand finals at all, personally. I mean, I'd do away with them as well, all right? Because obviously, coming from Britain, we don't have it over there. I'm not used to it. I still don't particularly like it. I'd quite like to have a cup competition instead that was more valued, I'll be honest. I think that's something that we miss here. We lack it. Do you know what I mean? And I think that would add value. But I'm not saying that they're completely devalued. I know it's an Australian thing. I know that it's very much a part of the fabric of football over here. And I know that a lot of people feel very strongly for it. I just think a one-off game is probably, I don't know if it's the answer. If you're going to play finals, coming away would add that atmosphere, I think.
Right, Jason, what do you reckon?
I think they can probably choose a better pitch, to be honest.
I agree. It's a cow paddock.
Yep. And also, like, we're the lowest of the low, basically 5 and 6. So why not pick a neutral ground that's nice and tidy, nice and small, good atmosphere, and free of charge to get in rather than paying $17 at the gate and $12 for an adult to get in to watch the lowest league football in Football Queensland.
How much money do the clubs get out of that gate taking?
Nothing, mate.
Nothing, Joe. It all goes to FQ, mate.
Got some big wages to pay there, mate.
Yeah. I just think it should be played at a better venue, a smaller venue where there's more atmosphere.
Well, that's where my idea of the 2-leg thing comes as well, because I really don't, from an ethical perspective, believe we should be charged for coming in. I think that's pushing it. You know what I mean? I understand that if you're going to lease Murray Park, you've got to cover costs. I get that. But I think if you're talking legitimately about, trying to get the atmosphere of football and obviously then trying to get the clubs to buy into that, let them, if they want to charge a gate, let them charge a gate. But let's be honest with you, I think we're playing at a low enough level that people can come and watch for free. I don't need to agree.
So if you want to go to 2 grand finals this weekend, it's going to cost you $34.
Yes, it will.
Yep.
I'd stay at home and watch live stream and buy myself a carton of grog and drink it.
Yep. It's also $7 for children to get in too, Tony.
And what about the prize money?
There's no parking there anyway.
Sorry?
There's no parking there either. Where are you going to go? Last Saturday when the Olympic game was on, there was cars parked in the middle, just about in the valley.
Yeah.
And what's the prize money for winning the great grand final? Is there any prize money? Is there any prize money for winning the MPL?
A $30 trophy.
Yeah. A $30 trophy, and some MPL clubs spend, $150,000 in player wages.
Yeah, there you go.
If you're running a corporation or running a business, you'd be sacked.
Yeah.
Jean-Marc, are you playing for money or a trophy, mate?
He's gone, I believe.
Oh, has he?
He's gone, I believe. I'll be honest, Darren. I'm already concentrating on SQPL 4. I'm already concentrating rather than the grand final. You know what I mean? I'm already looking ahead to next season because that's more important to me. I'll be perfectly honest. You know what I mean? So it's a bonus game. That's it.
We had a grand final when we beat DB, won the league. To me, that's more
it.
important.
That's right.
You come top, you're the best team in the league. You can come fourth and you get more recognition in the team that wins the premiership.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to have, but I can live without it. I'll be honest with you. I'd rather get promoted.
On the same piece.
Yeah.
Great day out and a great revenue raiser as well.
Yeah, but for who? Who's getting the revenue? That's what I'd like to know.
But say if you've got a family of 4 to go to the grand finals this weekend, you're out of pocket $100 bucks.
No, it's $32 for a family.
Okay, so 64. Nice. It's cheaper to go to Sun Club and watch the Broncos.
So let me get this right. So the clubs and the players provide the entertainment, but somebody else gets the revenue. Am I reading that right?
Are you reading it correct? Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, I thought English is my second language and I didn't understand it too well, but apparently it is correct, right?
They also don't get the rental bill for the field. They also don't get the, if no one shows up, they don't have to put the bill either. So
Yeah.
That's correct, Darren. But you know what? How come we're the biggest sport, but we're the only sport in Queensland that don't have a home of football? And let's not call Perry Park the home of football. It may used to be 30 years ago, but now it's the Strikers. It's not the home of football, it's the home of the Strikers.
Well, here's a quick
We
question.
don't have a home of football.
Let's throw this one out. Where would you play it? If you had a choice, where would you play it?
Oh, look, like I said, I just wouldn't have them.
Yeah.
We've got promotion and relegation.
Yeah.
Why are we trying to emulate rugby league and AFL? They don't have promotion relegation. So I guess they need a consolation. But we've got the excitement at top and bottom end of each division.
Yeah, true.
You know, and
True.
we've got the FA Cup. Oh, sorry, the FFA Cup. Sorry, the Australia Cup. Whatever we're going to call it. You know, we've got that.
Well, the frustrating thing for me is that Football Brisbane had this fantastic field that was in great condition, a canteen, something that they could build on and turn into the home of football, but then they disappeared and gave it up as well because it cost too much.
Can I just ask, all the money that Football Brisbane had, where has that gone?
FQ and the trust fund.
Really?
What you really think, Jason. I love it.
It's supposed to be the controversial one.
So we've got all this money sitting in a trust fund for who? For who?
Am I going to have to edit the show this week?
I think you might edit some of this out.
I did say earlier, it is a Muppet show.
Oh, look, I think you and I both know the answer to that one. Do you know what I mean? You and I both know the answer.
But you've got the money sitting there. Why don't you use it give the club something to put some money towards their field? Look at the cow paddock we played the grand finals on the weekend.
Yeah, I agree.
You want to play football, your opposition won't play football. They would love Perry Park because you can forget the midfield and just pump them along all day.
Yeah. That said, can you imagine a two-leg Olympic Gold Coast final? That'd be amazing.
That would be sensational. One at
That'd
Gold
be
Coast,
sensational.
one at Olympic.
Yeah, one at the Gold Coast, one at Olympic. I'd come down.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
I'd love that. That'd be amazing. You know?
At least that gets supporters.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's true. You would. You know? You would. So it'd be very entertaining.
Just finally, guys, you're all very deeply involved with your clubs. We're at the end of the season. Are you absolutely cream crackered, or does this weekend energise you?
Well, I'm having a break in cans for a week because I need one, basically. But
Right.
I'll be honest with you, we probably get 3 or 4 weeks downtime, and then we're into trials. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We do. I mean, I reckon I do most of my work now between now and probably February, March. I'll be honest with you, in terms of recruiting, making sure sides are graded properly. Have we got the Springfield Cup organised for pre-season, 6-a-side off season? All these things. You know what I mean? And then it is sort of the season sets and you go from there. You know what I mean? March to September, and you just sort of roll with it at that point. But I reckon I've got 5 months of hectic work coming up in about 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time.
There's no off season, hey Scott?
Not really. Not anymore.
No.
Not anymore.
And Joe, you jump ship right before all the hard stuff comes, hey?
Oh, it's I've really enjoyed my time at Mitchelton. I think they're a fantastic club. They really are. It's just I've got 2 tours. I leave on Tuesday, actually, on the first tour to the UK. And then I have a girls' tour in November. So as the boys are saying, you know, that's a critical time to prepare teams. And it wouldn't have been fair for me to be absent during that time. So I had to do the right thing by it. But certainly Mitchelton are an absolutely fantastic club to work for. And I've enjoyed every minute that I've spent there.
Very good. Excellent answer. I'm just getting a little press release here that I've received, which is now no longer embargoed. So that Zahi Addis joins the Brisbane Roar A-League men's setup on a youth development contract after impressing in recent trials. He is the only player outside of the Brisbane Roar to get this contract, and he is currently plays for Gold Coast United. So well done.
It's good. That's really good for him.
Very good.
Good.
Yeah. What did Gold Coast pay a fee? Was there?
Well, there's a good question, isn't there?
He'll get a sign-on fee, and then the club will get a fee, won't they?
No.
Isn't that what we got professional contracts for?
Yeah, they're about as useful as an ashtray and a motorbike.
Well, when you get a professional contract, you get super and minimum wages and all that sort of stuff, transfer fees, loans.
Did Olympic get anything for Jez? Did Olympic get anything for Jez?
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
No, I just don't see the point of professional contracts.
Did they get anything for jealousy?
It's egos.
We might end the show there guys. So much for your time this evening. It's going to be a women's only show next week. Looking forward to doing a deep dive into all those competitions. To everyone this weekend, good luck. To all the teams that didn't qualify for the grand finals, I always like to mention the teams that were fighting relegation all year. People say it's hard to win a league. It's hard when you're in a relegation battle. That's the one that messes with your head the most. Winning a league is easy. It's fighting that relegation battle. That's the hardest thing in the world. All right, there we go. I'm going to have a chat to these guys off camera, and we'll let them.
Really might be safer there.
Oh, God, seriously.
This has been the next SEQFC preview show. One to go. See you next week.